Our universe is full of secrets. There are many incredible objects found in the outer space. The nebula is one of them. So what is a nebula? A nebula is a giant, interstellar cloud of gas and dust in outer space, formed from stars. A nebula is named from the Greek word for cloud. Nebula come in many shapes and sizes. Most nebulae are enormous in size. Some are even hundreds of light-years in diameter. Nebula contain some mass and they have a greater density than the space surrounding them. Many nebula are visible due to fluorescence caused by embedded hot stars. Other nebula are so dispersed they can only be distinguished with long exposures and special filters. Nebula usually consist of hydrogen and helium, as these are most common and stable compounds in the universe. The formation of a nebula can occur when a star undergoes a significant change, such as excess fusion in its core. Nebula can be categorized into 4 major classes. First, the Emission Nebula or star-forming region. In these star-forming regions the formations of gas, dust, and other materials cluster together to form denser regions. The density attracts matter and eventually becoming dense enough to create stars. The other remaining material is then believed to form planets and other planetary objects. The Orion Nebula is an emission nebula and star-forming region in our galaxy, and can easily be observed up close with a small telescope. Second is the Planetary Nebula. When early astronomers observed these round, compact nebula in the night sky, they thought that they must be planets. But, in reality, planetary nebula have nothing to do with planets. Planetary nebula are formed when a star dies, and create dramatic formations of radiating cosmic gas. Some great examples of planetary nebula in the night sky include the Ring Nebula, the Dumbbell Nebula, and the Helix Nebula. Third is the Dark Nebula. A dark nebula is a cloud of gas and dust that is revealed due to the bright areas of interstellar material and stars behind it. The nebula is silhouetted against a bright background to create interesting shapes and formations. One of the example of dark nebula is the Horsehead Nebula. This nebula is composed of thick clouds of dust that block the bright emission nebula gas behind it. Fourth is the Supernova Remnant. A supernova occurs when a high-mass star reaches the end of its life. When nuclear fusion in the core of the star stops, the star collapses. The gas falling inward either rebounds or gets so strongly heated that it expands outwards from the core, thus causing the star to explode. This expanding shell of gas forms a supernova remnant. The Crab Nebula is an example of a supernova remnant.